Have you ever been on a family outing or a family getaway, looked around at all the precious little moments happening and thought, I wish I could bottle this up forever? Well, guess what? You can, but I get it. Filming can feel overwhelming. Like, where do I even start, right? Don't worry. Today, I'll share easy videography tips you can actually use to turn your family outings and moments into simple, beautiful videos you'll treasure forever. Hi, I'm Rose, and as a mom, creative entrepreneur, and someone who's always juggling family life and my own passions, I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed and busy. But I also know this: time moves so fast. Before we know it, the little moments, the ones that matter most, can slip away. And that's why I've made it my mission to capture them. Not perfectly, but beautifully. Before we dive into the tips, let's talk about why capturing family videos is so important. Because one day, the moments we take for granted now will be the ones we long to remember. Kids grow up, family dynamics change, but these videos, these little time capsules, let us hold on to the love, the laughter, and even the beautiful chaos that make our families uniquely ours. Take my birthday this year, for example. Just recently, on February 10 to be exact, my family and I went to the Venice Grand Canal Mall and experienced their gondola ride. It's like a smaller version of the iconic canal rides in Venice, Italy, but it's our country's most budget-friendly substitute for those of us who can't fly to Italy. But honestly, when it first opened, it still felt out of reach for us financially. So being able to experience it this year felt extra special, like a little milestone. And what's the best way to keep this memory alive forever? Through videos. Sure, we took lots of photos, but let's be real, videos hit differently. They tell a fuller story, capturing the real emotions, the laughter, and the moments in between. For me, filming moments like that gondola ride isn't just about having something to post online. It's about preserving the little things. My son's wide-eyed excitement, our shared laughter, even the random, unplanned, silly, and warm moments. It's like pressing pause on time so we can relive it all whenever we want. The best part? You don't need fancy equipment or technical skills. All you need is your phone and the desire to capture memories that truly matter. With all that said, let's make this fun, simple, and something you'll actually enjoy doing. So let's start with tip number one. Look for the story in your day. Every family outing, gathering, or getaway has a story. You just have to spot it. Ask yourself, what makes this day special? Is it the first time you're doing something together? Maybe it's the little funny moments along the way, or even just the chaos that makes your family uniquely yours. For the video I am sharing today, the story was our gondola ride. It was something we couldn't afford in the past, but we're so blessed to experience this year. But your story doesn't have to be as dramatic as that. It can be as simple as visiting a new place, finally doing an activity you've talked about as a family for ages, a trip you saved up for, or even just cooking dinner together instead of eating out. I learned this from Matthew Dick's book, Storyworthy. As a professional storyteller, he reminds us that we often make the mistake of searching for grand stories, when the most powerful ones are often the simplest. One of his stories, for example, is about having dinner with his family with a twist. It works because it's relatable. After all, everyone eats dinner, right? The same goes for you and me. You don't always need a grand or cinematic story. Sure, those are fun and entertaining, but the everyday moments, those little human experiences, are what truly connect us. We relate to emotions more than exotic backdrops or picture perfect aesthetics. So, be in the moment. Think about what you want to capture and preserve forever. Is it the laughter, the silliness, the way your family feels together in that instant? Knowing the story you want to tell makes it so much easier to decide what to film. Now, I know what you might be thinking. My life isn't picture perfect. What's the point of filming these little moments? The clips are always shaky and editing feels overwhelming. Who's even going to care about these small everyday things? Well, let me tell you this. Those little moments are the point. It's the sound of your kids' laughter, the way your partner looks at you across the table, the joy and chaos all mixed together. Those are the stories worth remembering. And here's the best part. It doesn't have to be complicated, which leads me to tip number 2. Use simple shots, wide, medium, and close up. Let's talk about shots, the secret sauce to making your videos engaging. Have you ever noticed how movies are filmed? Every scene uses a mix of shots to keep you immersed. A wide shot sets the stage, showing you where the scene is taking place. A medium shot adds context, bringing you closer to the action. And a close-up reveals the details, drawing you into the emotions and finer moments. This is exactly how we're going to approach your videos. Start with a wide shot to set the scene, like in our gondola ride, where I filmed the beautiful canal to show the surroundings. Then, add medium shots to capture context, like my family enjoying the ride in the gondola. Finally, don't forget those close-ups for the details. The gondolier paddling, the smiles on my family's faces, and those little moments that make the memory come alive. Think of it like a recipe. Each type of shot adds its own flavor, and together they make your video pop. Here's why this matters. Whenever I watch my friends or family's videos, I often notice a montage of wide shots, one wide shot after another. I get it. You want to show the place, the scenery, and everything you're experiencing. But here's the thing. If you rely too much on wide shots, it can feel distant. Your viewers might admire the scenery, but they won't feel emotionally connected. To truly immerse your audience, you need variety. Use wide shots sparingly, like when setting the stage or transitioning to a new scene. Play around more with medium and close-up shots. Wide shots show where you are, but close-ups are your best friend for creating connection and emotion. Let me give you an example. Have you seen The Substance? It's Demi Moore's latest movie, and fans love how deeply engaging and memorable it is. One thing I noticed while watching, they used a ton of extreme close-ups throughout the scenes. You couldn't help but feel the characters' emotions. You were right there with them, feeling the tension. And this isn't unique to that movie. To prove it, here's a fun homework for you. The next time you watch something on Netflix, pay attention to the types of shots. Notice how wide shots are used when establishing a new location or transitioning to a different scene. Then observe how close-ups are used to make you feel the emotions of the characters. And then, it's your turn. Experiment with this technique in your next video. Mix wide, medium, and close-up shots like ingredients in a recipe, and watch your video transform into something vibrant and engaging. Now, moving on to tip number 3, capture candid moments. The best moments are not staged. They are the real ones, like this clip of us cracking jokes after dinner. All I did was let the camera roll while we were enjoying ourselves. And here's a little backstory. Before my husband and I became online entrepreneurs, we were wedding videographers. This passion actually started with our own wedding journey. Back in 2015, after we got engaged, we went on a mission to find the perfect videographer for our special day. Let me tell you, it was not easy. We went to bridal fairs, watched countless sample videos, and found one thing in common. So many videographers focused on fancy transitions, dramatic effects, and staged scenes. Sure, those look cool, but they often miss the heart of the moment. Couples are not actors, and a wedding day isn't a movie set. It's about the real, raw emotions. The laughter, the tears, the love. Here's something to think about. Even actors aim to make their performances feel real and authentic, right? It's as if they're not acting at all. That's the magic of candid moments. They're 100% genuine. Going back to my story, thankfully, we eventually found a videographer who captured moments exactly how we imagined. Natural, emotional, and full of memories we could relive. And that experience is why we joined the wedding videography industry. We wanted to create videos that prioritize the love story over flashy effects. Fancy transitions can be fun, but they should never overshadow the couple and their story. Fast forward today, we're no longer making wedding videos, but we've carried that same philosophy into how we capture our family moments and adventures. We focus on candid moments, the genuine unposted memories that tell the real story. For example, in one of our videos, I simply set my phone on a tripod and let my son do his favorite thing with us, jump on the bed. He was in his element, laughing and playing, and the result was a beautiful, authentic memory. Another time, during our gondola ride, my son was fascinated by the water. Instead of telling him to pose or smile, I just let him enjoy the moment and captured it as it was. That genuine happiness doesn't need any staging. It shines all on its own. And here's a pro tip. Experiment with different angles to make your candid moments even more unique. Try filming from below, at the child's eye level, or from above. You can even shoot through something like branches or windows to add a little personality and depth to your video. Candid moments are not about perfection. They're about capturing the joy, the wonder, and the beauty of real life. So let the camera roll and let those moments unfold naturally. Now, the next tip is to keep clips short and steady. Here's the thing, you don't need 10 minutes of uncut footage to capture a moment. In fact, keeping your clips short, about 5 to 10 seconds, is more than enough. Plus, holding your phones steady or using a tripod makes a world of difference. Trust me, less is more when it comes to filming, as long as it's stable. Now, I get it. You might feel like you need to record everything because you don't want to miss a single moment. I've been there. But here's what happens. A 10-minute clip quickly turns into hours of footage, leaving you feeling overwhelmed when it's time to edit. The result? You either end up with a chaotic video or worse, avoid editing it all altogether. And that's totally okay. We've all been there. But here's a little trick my husband and I use all the time. Create a shot list and shoot to edit. It's not groundbreaking, but it's a game changer for us. For example, before our gondola ride, I made a quick shot list the night before. This gave me a guide so I wasn't deciding what to film on the spot. But here's the best part. You don't have to follow your shot list to the T. Stay flexible. During our gondola ride, I didn't complete every shot on my list, but I improvised. While waiting for our turn, I bonded with my son to keep him entertained, and that unplanned moment turned into a warm, happy part of the video. The total unedited footage for the entire gondola ride ended up being just 6 minutes. It was so easy to sift through, cut out the fluff, and keep the best parts. So here's the takeaway. Short and sweet clips are your best friend. They make editing so much faster and easier. Plus, they save a ton of storage space. And let's not forget about keeping your clips steady. I know it's tough to stay mindful of stability when you're in the moment, but shaky footage can be distracting and even a little dizzying. To keep things smooth, try steadying your hands or using tools like a tripod or portable stabilizer. These days, iPhones have built-in stabilization, which helps a lot, but a steady hand is always the best option. Another tip is to not move. Let the people on your shot move. You don't have to follow them around. If you need to move, try panning the camera or your phone slowly and steadily. Your family and viewers will thank you for capturing these moments beautifully. And honestly, you look super profesh while doing it. Final tip is our easy editing workflow. Now that you've got all your clips, it's time to turn them into a mini masterpiece. Like I mentioned earlier, my husband and I were wedding videographers, so we're used to editing with a professional software like Adobe Premiere Pro. But don't worry, you don't need anything fancy to create amazing family videos. Apps like CapCut or iMovie are free, easy to use, and perfect for getting started. No matter what software you use, the editing process stays the same. Editing is all about cutting unnecessary parts, adding simple transitions when needed, maybe including some text, and choosing the right music to match the vibe. Think of yourself as a storyteller. Your clips are the words, and your editing ties everything together into a story. Let me walk you through how I edited our gondola ride video. Step 1. Collect all your clips. Start by gathering all your footage in one place. In my case, so I have it on my iPhone, so I just added it into an album. And then I use AirDrop to transfer it to my Mac Mini. And voila, here it is. I just copied it to another folder. And then I opened my editing software, which is Premiere Pro. And then I imported all of the clips or the footage. And then I just created a sequence for it. And these are all the clips from our gondola ride. Next, step 2 is to cut out unnecessary parts. Remove anything that feels repetitive, shaky, or doesn't add to the story. For example, I trimmed clips where nothing significant was happening or the clip was too long. Step 3, arrange your clips to tell a story. In our case, I ordered our clips like this. So first is driving to the Venice Grand Canal Mall and then walking around the mall, buying tickets, waiting for our turn, hopping into the gondola, enjoying the ride, and then ending it with some photos to capture the happy memories. Step 4, add simple transitions. I only use transitions where they felt necessary because too many transitions can be distracting, so keep it subtle and intentional. Step 5, choose the right music. Music sets the tone for your video. I used non-copyrighted tracks from YouTube that match the calm, joyful vibe of our ride. Last optional step is to add minimal text. I included small text at the beginning of the video saying gondola ride and the date, just enough to give context without overpowering the visuals. And that's it. Once I followed these steps, the final video felt simple yet meaningful. See, it's easier than it looks. Family videos don't have to be complicated or overwhelming. The goal is to capture the heart of your moments. Start with what you have, focus on telling a story, and don't overthink it. The best videos are the ones that hold meaning for you. Now, if you want to dig deeper into storytelling, videography, or editing, I highly recommend exploring Skillshare. It's a platform full of classes made by artists and creators around the world. And they're often short, engaging, and designed to fit your busy schedule. Honestly, it's been a game changer for us. The way we capture and edit our videos today is because we've learned so much from platforms like Skillshare, which is why I love teaching it too. It's about sharing what we've gained. The best part, there's no commitment. You can start free for 1 month using the link in the description below. So, the next time you're on your family outing or on a family gathering or just a simple family moment, remember the tips I shared in this video or share them with a friend or family member so you can inspire each other. Let me know in the comments which tip resonated with you the most and which one you're most excited to try. I'd also love to see what you create. Tag me on Instagram so I can cheer you on. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with another mom or creative who'd enjoy these tips. Thanks for watching and happy filming. You've got this.